I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having mic issues. Sorry for the technical difficulty.
All right.
It's gonna be a good one today. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good one.
Welcome back to another episode 4 to be exact, of Slick and Shug podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Shug.
And I'm Slick. And this is a podcast where we pretty much just share our experiences and try to help people walk through different life situations and scenarios. And also, if it's funny, please laugh. If you come to a point where you feel like you should comment, go ahead. You're not hurting our feelings. Comment, good or bad comments. We don't look at it as hatred. We love the interactions. At least I love the interactions for sure.
What are we talking about today? What's the title of
The
today?
title of today's episode is God's Plan, Not Mine. I like this one. And if y'all ever wondering how we just playing around these topics, we've actually been sitting on the podcast idea for probably months, years. I'll say years. The concept probably months, like actually putting it down on paper, seeing, you know what I mean? But I say the idea been in our head for like probably 2 years.
Probably him for 2 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Me, it
For
was
sure.
probably recently within a year ago. Within a year. So
Yeah.
that's when I start like coming up like with some topics, just organizing everything and stuff like that. And now we're finally here. We are 4 episodes in, and we are glad to be here. We're glad,
I'm excited.
and we love seeing the feedback that we get from like friends and family. And we just want you to also share this with people who you love as well, who you think would enjoy it, need a laugh, or just whatever. Just spread the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to pop this one off, the question I want to ask you is, when did you know God for yourself?
When did I know God for myself?
Yeah, when did you know God for yourself?
I don't have like a specific time or like, situation. I feel like there are some, but I just feel like here recently, and not like, I say within the past 3 years, I've really just been like standing on the outside looking in on my life and been like, man, that could have went a different way. Like, and so that's what makes me like really start to like draw myself closer to him, because I'm like, dang, like that really could have went a different way. Like the time I got stranded in Dallas because I missed my connecting flight or whatever, and was just there and happened to stumble upon a nice group of women we was just staying at the same hotel. They let me share an Uber with them. I was like, that could have went a whole different way.
Right.
Like somebody, I could have gotten an Uber by myself, and and so it's just
crazy.
so I just feel like just recently, just when I'm just sitting in thought, I just be like, dang, like God really had my back.
Yeah.
And I think I am starting to see him now for like who he is and how things could have went and what he actually saved me from, and how he is continuously, looking out and redirecting me when I, step out of place or step out off my path or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I say, like an honest, yes, probably from like, man, like 23
years old.
23 to now to 6.
It just
26.
got real.
Yeah, like I just really, sidebar, I listen to a lot of like podcasts, true crime podcasts and stuff like that. And so a lot of the stories are like, it's everyday stuff. Like somebody's hiding in somebody's house. They're coming home from work and they get killed. Like just stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, like that person was not expecting that. Like, thank you, God. Like I've been in situations where it was just me outside and it's dark. Just that quick. Like somebody could have been.
Yeah.
Things happen to people like randomly.
Yeah, you grow up thinking like that'll never be
that
me.
could never happen. That could very well happen.
Very well, yeah.
I've heard stories where I've done the same things that some unfortunate woman, like did not come home from.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, like I really had them prayers grandma was praying.
Hey, We ain't gonna get. Hey,
Oh,
don't get me started. My girl used to go around. I'm talking about
listen,
bless oil. You'll be in the shower.
listen.
Bless your forehead. Bless the light fixtures. I ain't playing.
Man, them
What?
prayers
Prayer
are
take you a long
still,
way. For real, for real.
those prayers are still circulating.
Nah, for real.
Prayer warriors,
Nah,
and not
for
even
real,
just
for real.
grandmas, it's my like parents,
Yeah.
pastors, your church. Like people are really praying. I see the prayers. I'm like,
Prayer is real.
man, especially when I was a kid, teenager, doing stuff I had no business doing. God had me, and He like removed me from situations that you see some people who you grew up with, went to school with, they down a different path,
Yeah.
and so you like, dang, I don't know what made me like not, at that moment you just like, I don't know what made me not
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but now I
Nah,
know
for
that
real.
was God.
Yeah.
God was like, you need to go over here, or we're gonna shut that door on them. So yeah, I'd say all that being said, I'd say like just recently.
Recently, last 3
I
years.
I'd just be sitting
Well, I
in
mean,
it
we
sometimes.
did get together, like.
He ain't the reason.
Yeah, I ain't trying to take credit, guy,
Nah,
whatsoever.
nah.
But if God used me as a vehicle to, you know what I mean, draw you closer to God, hey, that's that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's my purpose. I want to be a vehicle. You know what I mean? I want to be, one of God's vessels for sure, for sure. But yeah, when you know, man, when He reveal Himself to you,
No, for real.
dog, it's heavy. It get heavy fast.
It get woof.
It get deep
You just
fast. Nah, for
my
real.
favorite word is, and it either strikes like two emotions out of me. It's like a very happy emotion, or a very like, ooh, and I'm finna cry emotion.
Yeah.
And it's mercy. That word,
Nah, for real.
mercy. I'm gonna put it on the screen in case y'all need to see it.
Yeah.
Look up the definition.
Mercy.
Mercy.
Yeah.
God shows us a lot
Lord,
of mercy.
thank you for having
And
mercy on me. Ooh.
because
ooh.
I'm glad I ain't got.
Yeah.
Because
And I know I don't deserve.
yeah,
What?
a few certain situations,
Ooh-wee.
boy.
Nah, for real.
So it's
for
just
real.
mercy.
What I think the word, to just kind of think of a word, I always say like grace, which kind of the same as mercy, but grace. I always like, I ain't gonna say like, I say like recently, like literally. I think like your actions kind of showed me like what the word grace is. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like you handle, I've seen you in situations where you had the full right to like let that person have it, but you'll just like grace. Like grace. And so I had a whole new meaning of, growing up I always said grace. And so it never processed what that word meant. I just know like say your grace. Or I think I put it in the box with gratitude. Like from my end, like I'm grateful to God. Like I looked at it like that, not like God having grace on me. And once I saw it like that, I'm like, ooh, like I felt that same emotion. That just I was like, ooh.
It's two emotions.
Nah,
it's
for real.
It's
for
a
real.
grateful joy emotion, or it's like weeping, crying
yeah.
emotion. It's
That's
just
crazy.
like. Whew. So do you see like the similarities and like differences within those two words, like mercy and grace?
Kinda, but I'm still category wise. I'm still like placing them in the same box.
I think my only difference is like mercy. It's like when you see like in a movie when somebody's have mercy, like they know they deserve something.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm gonna put it like this.
Yeah.
I look at mercy on a humility, more like the humility side, if that makes sense. Like have mercy on me, or like I think mercy.
like spare me, like
spare me,
please. Like
Yeah.
I look at it as like
Grace is like I feel like it's a situation that already happened. I don't know.
it's like a very thin line.
Very, very thin.
Because I can only like explain how the word mercy to me is.
Yeah.
And it's just like when I know I don't deserve grace,
Yeah, same.
it's like, like that's the mercy that God gives. Because He like, you don't deserve it. Like, you were just cutting out. I told you not to do it, you did it anyway. But I'm going to go ahead.
I'll be willing to bet that if we looked up mercy, grace it would say somewhere like see grace.
Yeah.
Like go find grace for the definition or whatever. Yeah. I would like to believe that those are synonyms of each other for sure.
They give the same vibe,
Yeah,
for sure.
sure.
Well, yeah, for sure.
But mercy, I only think God.
Yeah.
Grace, I think we all can have, which I feel like we can all have mercy too, but that's such a forbidden word in my mind, just in my mind. Like, that's such a, high-powered word. Like, I don't ever look at it like, I'm going to have mercy on you. For
It's
me,
like
I
you
don't
ain't
feel
got
like
the
I'm
right.
that
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah, I don't feel like
Yeah.
I'm that powerful to like have mercy on somebody. But like grace, I feel like I use grace every day. I can use that with you in our household. I can use that. You know what I mean? I can use grace anywhere. You feel me? So
That makes sense.
yeah.
So when did you find God for yourself?
Um, I would say I found God for myself probably like when I was like 18, 19. Yeah, like in college for sure. Like not 20, somewhere in there. You know, so about to cross over into like what I thought was being a man. So like 19, 20 or 20 and 21, somewhere in that little 3 year span, I think I found like the real meaning of like me having a relationship with God, like talking to bro, like real deal. Like I don't think we're on the same level whatsoever, but like it's fun to know that I can like talk to him like that's my dad, like genuinely. And I look at it exactly like the same concept that I got with my dad. More so like he always been there though, so he
Yeah.
know me. So I'm like, why would I talk different to him than I talk to you or talk to my brother or my sister? Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I think it's like it's still like merciful God. Like you know I'm still very very humble and I live in humility when I'm talking to him. But as far as the way I talk, it's like say I see a block in the road or something I could have really towed the car up and I swerve and I get back on. I'm like, boy, I appreciate you. I'm so serious. Like I really like. I'm like, God, hey. Sometimes we want to say, God, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, excuse me, Lord. But nah, for real, respectfully, bro. I'll be like, or I'll be like, bro, you that deal.
Guy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be really want to, but it's like still like it's a respect. Like you wouldn't say that to your dad if your dad is like, you feel me? I can say that to my dad. We more like brothers, but like a holy or Christian father or like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spiritual father. I got so much respect for him, and it's kind of like he real. Like it's real. Ain't no conduct, but I'm saying like my perspective wise, I really like. I don't know. Sometimes I look up and I'm like God. Sometimes I'm like Lord, or sometimes I'm just like I look forward. And I'm like Lord. So it's just like I don't think he is like a body. I don't put him in a body, but I genuinely because I'm in my mind he everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's weird like looking somewhere up, but it's just like however I'm feeling. I'm like, he with me for real. I'll be like, Lord, I thank you. I thank you. Always just like, Lord, I thank you on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, because I really, honestly, it always asks, when I go to Facebook, it always says, what's on your mind?
Yeah.
First thing I think about is, Lord, I thank you. I'm not trying to like, if it sparks something in other people, great. You know what I mean? If it like, great. But it's genuinely, I'm like, that's what be on my mind.
You said a lot around the house too.
Yeah, like, Lord, I thank you. Like, for real. We soon about to get on the highway. First thing, Lord, I thank you.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's just like, man, I just be extra, extremely grateful. Like
it hit different.
Like I was really living in college.
It hit different. Like when you realize how close you were to a situation.
You don't even understand.
And you'd be like, dang, why didn't that happen?
No,
like,
for
it'd
real,
be
for
like,
real.
that should have.
No, I'm telling
And
you.
then it's sweet. That's when you just gotta thank you, God. Like, because that very
it'd
well
be like Lil Wayne.
should
Like,
have happened to me.
Shout out my nigga Gucci. Like, that's literally how I be. Shout out my nigga
Like,
Gucci.
you can't even question it. It's just like, man.
Nah, leave it where it's at.
I think the one thing that just kind of like really stuck out with me probably this past year is just like how God is a gentleman.
You stole my thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we ain't talk about that or nothing before the podcast started. But as you're talking right now, I was finna say that's literally the moment that I feel like somebody said like.
Did you hear the analogy with the door?
No.
Oh, that messed me up.
I just heard like he a gentleman.
Yes.
And like he ain't finna force himself into your life. He ain't finna force you to do nothing.
Listen.
Obviously, if he created the whole heaven and the earth, he could do
what he
could do exactly what he wanted to.
But he gives you free will.
You feel what I'm saying?
Listen, the analogy was, and it told me, God is such a gentleman that he'll stand at your front door. He won't let himself in.
Yeah.
He'll be there. He'll watch you walk past him all day, speak to you. Hey, I love you.
Yeah.
You can go in. You're not paying attention one of them days. You're having a bad day. Walk past him. Close the door.
Yeah.
Or you having one of those days you're just stuck in your phone. Oh, hey, God. Go and close the door. Yeah. He will never let himself in. Force you in. I was like, oh my, I'm so sorry. Like that just made me like,
no, for real.
I was like, oh my God, like he's a gentleman. He will not bar. Yes, you picture the door right there.
I picture literally a man.
And you coming in.
I just got you.
Yes, you coming in. hey, how's your day today? I love you.
Yeah.
And you like, oh, love you too, God. And
Yeah.
then not inviting them in. You could have a very good day.
Yeah.
Oh, love you too, God. Close the door, go on about your day.
And we don't understand how important it is just to say that right there. Like, hey, God. One.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah. Acknowledge.
This is, come here, Lord.
Moral to this segment,
Yeah.
God is a gentleman.
God is definitely a gentleman. No, he really
I hope that
real.
analogy, like, I hope you picture your front door. And I just want you to just kind of go back to those days where you were distracted.
Yeah.
Where you was on your phone all day.
Yeah.
Where you was mad because somebody, messed up your day, road rage, and you, like, did you speak to God today? Did you acknowledge him today?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. God is definitely a gentleman.
For sure.
You got me on that one.
For sure.
So I guess I kind of segued into this. Has your faith grown since being in a relationship? I guess.
Yeah. I would say it has.
Give
for
like
sure.
1 or 2 examples.
I could probably give like one.
That's cool.
And I just think, just based off what you just said about you like posting on Facebook all the time,
Yeah.
like that was really just motivating in a way. Like, you aren't afraid, to show your love for God.
No.
And it's like, I feel like that fueled it even more. Because, of course, I already, know God, you know what he's done. Like, I knew God for myself, but I just feel like you just extra, push, really made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. I was like, I'm so serious. I was like, dang, I do need to, like, let people know, like, no, I love God.
Yeah.
I love God. You don't love God, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And so it was just like something that I kept to myself, thinking like, like, this is like me and his relationship. But at the same time, I was like, I should show people. I want him to radiate through me, radiate off of me. So I'm like, I want people to know that I'm covered. God on my side.
Right now. You talking
and
that
so
talk, man.
when I see like the things that you do, I feel like when people like see your statuses or like they hear you say, Lord, I thank you, things like that, I feel like they see God like radiate off of you. Like, they like, no, that's a godly man, he don't play. Like, something like that says something about your character.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I want people to see God radiating off of me. Like, hold on. But yeah, I think, that really had to be it. And it was just little by little. Like, I don't make, statuses like Nick does, but like, I'll, just share things or like, or experiences or whatever. I'm more vocal about like things that I've been through, things that I know that was God's doing. I think I'm just way more vocal about it.
Yeah.
And so, I say that.
I like that. The 3 things that came across my mind while you was talking. The first off, when you said like me posting on Facebook, like, Lord, I thank you. Really, I never think of nobody else when I'm like, Lord, I thank you. Like, you know how you do, like, it's funny, I'm giving y'all insight right now. But you know how when we post as soon as we post the clips, any clips, real, anything, podcast, anything, as soon as we post it, what do you do with your phone?
Oh, I just throw my phone.
You run away from it.
That's how
I do, like, the Lord, I thank you. I'm like, Lord, I thank you. Boom, and I start my day. And I come back and it's like, why do I got 42 notifications? And it's like I completely forget I even did that. Mm-hmm. And that's funny because, like, I think I kind of was teaching myself some on accident, or not even teaching, but like a revelation came to me, like, just like, dang, like, I ain't trying to show nobody that, I ain't trying to show nobody that I love God, but at the same time, this is a gift and I don't want to hide it under a bushel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just crazy when you said that, like, that was one of the main things that came through. Another thing came to me is like, those be my prayers. Before I understood what that meant, that was a deep, genuine prayer I used to pray, baby. Like, Lord, help me to be impactful. Lord, help people to see you through me. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny because I used to say it and it still sounded like cocky, or it just sounded funny to me. I heard somebody say it long time ago, and I said it, and I was like, Lord, help people to see you through me. Help people to see. And I got to the point where I had to point up, and then that, like, because it just felt wrong. I don't know why. I like, help people to see you through. Okay, so you still getting the glory. That's how I had the math wasn't mathing at a young age. Mm. And now it's like, it's just roll out of tongue. Like, Lord, help people to see. But even when I'm playing the drums, like, I feel like I can go a little crazy, and it's just natural because I've been doing it for so long. But some people, like, it's been churches where they like, you got to tone it down, or like you trying to get all the attention. And I don't look at it as I'm trying to get this. This my worship. This my praise. Like, genuinely, this my praise. So it's just like, it's funny to like see you say something like that impacted you, and that's my prayer. Like, what do we say about OTO? Not much with the movement, but
OTO's impactful.
one of a kind, global, and impactful. Mm-hmm. That's not on accident. That's intentional. Like, that's so intentional. People like, why you ain't dropping suits? Why you ain't? That's coming. That's definitely gonna come. But what I've done is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to impact first. They tired of the t-shirt. We can all agree they tired of seeing the t-shirt, the little hoodies. Himsky kind of brought it back to a fashion kind of feel. But like, as far as the they tired of seeing it. We're just tired of it. So, but honest to God truth, like, I genuinely like impact. I hang my hat on it. Like, I want to be an impactful person. Like, impactful. For real. That's crazy that you said that. And like, it's crazy to hear somebody else notice that. You know what I mean? Like, I've never felt what I'm feeling right now. Like, dang, like, it kind of was like, you noticed that? Kind of. Like, so that's crazy. That's crazy. And I like to believe, like, you know me best. Like, you know my habits every day. Like, you know who I am every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just crazy.
Like I said, it just shows, like, your character, the type of man that you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not afraid to put yourself out there, you know, just by, because some people, they don't. Like, like how I was just, you know, kept my relationship between, like, you know, just me and him and, you know, talking to him. But it's like, you know, you just like, I don't care who see.
Yeah.
I don't care if I lose a deal. I don't care. Like, it's, you gonna know. Type stuff. So I was like, dang, I want that type of, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
So
my biggest fear is like getting to heaven, and he like,
depart from me.
I picture it like this. For some reason, you know, I was raised in the hood, so I like to believe God got a little. I feel like it's gonna go something like, if what I fear. This is what I fear first. I'm gonna give you the first scenario. This is what I fear. Like, what's up, bro? What's your name? Nick Williams, or Nicholas Williams. Am I on the list? No, bro. I don't know you. Like, that's how it plays in my mind. I fear that. You feel me? So it's like, and why? I'm sorry. That's just how I see.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Listen,
I can only apologize.
I always thought.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's how I picture God.
No, listen. If y'all ever watch The Emperor Cusco and how, what's her name? Yzma was always like, pull the lever, Crunk. I felt like God had a lever by his big throne, and you walk up to him.
I would hate
he
to
had
have
a
to
book
be like,
on
wrong
one side.
lever.
No, he had a book like on one side, or like an angel, you know, like, you know, just looking
Peter.
like, hey, you know, what's your name? No, you know. And then it was like a TV that he would show you. All the things that you knew it was him speaking to you directly, but you chose to do what you wanted to do. And so that TV would just pop out of nowhere, just come out. And, you know, before he's, you know, let you know his decision, he'd let you watch everything. And you just feel that, like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And it was either he's going to put a lever on you, or he'd be like, you know what?
Open the gate for him.
You did good. Like,
you open the gate for him.
You did your best. You know. So it was always, to me, he was going to get that lever pulled, and you would just pull the lever, Crunk, and you was just going to fall through. Man. So that's how I always picture. I just watch too many cartoons.
Yeah. I think we all kind of like, for the brains that we got, we can't fathom. We can't comprehend what actually could happen.
It's
or whatever.
Not for us.
It's not. I don't think it is at all. Yeah. But yeah, so I think we all kind of put like a scenario or a scene.
All you need to know. Yeah. I gave you the tools.
Yeah.
I gave you the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's all. You got me. Listen, I sent my son. Listen.
Which that's a whole nother part.
That's all you need to be able to comprehend.
Yeah, man. If y'all out there, y'all scared of God, or y'all scared to claim God, man, get to know that man for yourself, bro. Well, no, I feel the anointing on my line, though, for sure. Matter of fact, I never asked you that. I think I have asked you that. Could you see yourself being a preacher's wife?
I don't want to say what I am or what I
Yeah, yeah. And
because
God's plan, not mine.
that's what I'm
God's
saying.
plan, not mine, right?
Listen,
God's plan, not mine. I
yeah,
don't know,
I don't
what
want to
he
be
got for
like,
me.
I don't want to be like, no, I can never,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I know people that was like, no, I can never. And what are they?
And they preach his wife.
First ladies, yes. So I don't think it's my place. I think like if that's what's supposed to happen, and I'm supposed to be like, it'll happen. It won't be any fight against it if it's like if that's what God has for me.
Yeah.
So
You got an anointing for sure. Like for sure you got an anointing. Like you got a nurturing spirit. Your heart is pure. How often do I tell you that? How often do I tell
literally
you that?
since he
Like,
met me, before he even
man, you
knew
are
me for real, he
pure.
been
You
saying
are
that,
pure, man.
and I'm just like, what are you
are
talking
pure.
about?
It's even you're so pure that when they talk to you, like they can't figure you out. But like you're not even trying to be figured out or nothing. Like you're just sitting there being you, and it's something disrupt. You can tell they just disrupted it. Maybe they may get big, like as far as like this room wise, they'll try to get big, or they will just attract to you. One or the other, like one or the other will happen. You may not even see it. I see it. Like you know what I mean. I think I kind of you blind to it all, which you love being oblivious to stuff. I don't know why.
Listen,
But yeah,
because I
like,
feel like when it's stuff like that, I don't want to know.
yeah,
Like I like that radiates off of me,
yeah,
and like that affects you in that way. But me knowing, I just feel like, I just don't want to get the big head or like,
yeah.
So it's just I like being oblivious to things like that. Shit, it works in my favor.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just
Some
like
situations it really do.
yeah, like not of course not all, of course like
Yeah.
but most where you tell me like how I impacted your day in a positive way,
yeah.
I'm just like, bro, all I asked you, I just checked on you, make sure you was alright. And you talking about up here, I'm like, this
Nurture.
is just every
You
day.
got it.
You
You
ain't
got
said
it.
nothing all day. That's
You
weird
got
of you.
it.
Let me just, what's wrong with you?
You got it.
And he like, man, baby, I just really appreciate how you asked me. I was just, I'm like, oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. Remember what it could just be a rub on the back.
Yeah.
And then I
I'm
bust
just-
in the tears.
Yeah, and I'm just
That's
like,
all I needed. That like
yeah.
you gotta there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I got you. Like just pure attitude, pure. We got some things to work on. I'm not saying you
Oh,
perfect.
yeah, no.
It's like seeing you operate kind of slows me down. Like kind of makes me like be where my feet are and not try to think so far ahead or let my past haunt me or whatever. Just like genuinely like just pure. Like you being anointed is something that I really want you to believe. And not for the sake of like, oh, I'm anointed, oh, I'm pure, oh, not for the sake of that. Like, it's going like it's gonna toot its own horn. You don't have to. And being pure, you ain't gonna
I
toot
prefer
it
to not
because you're
know.
unaware.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, but I love. I wouldn't even say like you're unaware of it, because I obviously as much as I said you're aware, but I think just like you being and living in it and really honing in on exactly that right there, just your pureness. Like, yeah, man, yeah. I feel like you treat your soul how you treat your face, and you got a very, very good skin routine. Like for real, like your soul is just like it's just pure, man. I don't know another way to say it. It's pure.
Yeah.
It's yeah. You don't let people play with your aura or your yeah.
It's
I love
funny.
it.
You say it a lot from the jump, but I just always
Very
had the
pure.
same response. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, if that's what you.
It used to
what
come
you
off
get
as
out.
naive
Yeah.
until I started to see you like think for yourself, and not like not like me trying to get you to do something, but just like other people. Like I'll just be like, I think she naive or dingy, but you just wouldn't open up.
Yeah.
Like you had so much to unbundle, you didn't want to scare me, as I did, for you. But it was just like I could tell, like you not opening up, kind of made me think you was dingy or whatever. But once we finally opened up, I'm like, no. This is a superpower. This is not a deficiency. It's not a disability. You are actually pure. Like and I'm like, you're very pure. So yeah, like no, for real.
Do you see yourself that you could be a pastor, or do you like feel the same way I do? Like, you ain't gonna say you not finna be.
I'm definitely not gonna say I ain't gonna be no pastor, and I'm also not gonna act dingy or green to the fact that I see the calling. I see my calling, but also too, like you said, God, a gentleman. It was always forced on me. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother podcast. Just like my church experiences, people see your influence, and I ain't green at all. Like, I know my influence. I know like you said, podcasts ago, I'm very self-aware. I know what's going on with myself. I know what's going on for sure, all around the way. So just like be for the praying for impact. You know what I'm saying? Praying to be impactful, praying for stuff like that, praying for God, people to see God through me. Like, I feel like those are at least the starting bottom two qualities of becoming of that. You know what I mean? Like, I think what keep me from it is feeling like I'm unworthy. You know, but what kind of broke that mode and that mindset was just thinking about how everybody God used was toe up and busy at that. Everybody God used was toe up, like toe up. Like, everybody that God used, something was wrong with them, and they all was busy too. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that did two things for my mindset that made me just start staying focused on what I'm doing and just always do something, be productive, and put myself in a position to be used. You know what I'm saying? God always used hardworking people. David, anybody, God was always using people that was busy. And, and they all had something. All 12 disciples had something. Gambling problem or whatever. They all had something wrong with it. Alcohol.
Yeah.
They all had fornication. They all had something wrong with them. So I just like, what make my sins worse? Or, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to run from it. I do feel like, it's coming for sure. I feel like it's coming. Like, it's getting to the point where, like, when hood dudes telling you, like, bro, you need to be a preacher, even though they joking, like, I take that to heart. Like, I'm like, dang, like, because when your pastor saying it, I'm like, man, you just trying to rebuild the church. So you know what I'm saying? Like, all my old pastors, you be like, man, you got to call it on your life. And, they got their hand on your forehead and all that. You got to call it on your life. God is telling me to. And I think that felt forced. Whether they would, God could completely, fully been speaking through them.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I always thought God was a gentleman. So I just like, that can't be God. If it was or it's not, in my mind, as a young kid, that's what I thought. That can't be God. So, I feel like, God has snatched me up, like, and still being a gentleman, clearly, like, it'll be all road, like, you can put a block right here, put a block right here to where I just gotta go straight. I don't want to go back. Something is in the back that's, you know what I mean? So the path gonna literally, like, here's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be undeniable, and that's how he does everything in my life. From football to everything, man. Our relationship is a testimony to that. I was done. I was okay. I'm straight. I need to be focused. I need to be locked in. This is my time. Just got kicked out of my apartment for throwing the craziest kickback of all time. I'm finna lock in. Here come this pure, brown eye. She got a little booty,
Oh, really?
Yeah. You come out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I'm like, I ain't finna do that, man. She cool, she cute and stuff, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Something compelled me. I was just like, it felt like the right thing to do. And so, like, yeah, I genuinely just follow my heart. I feel like on that situation, I just follow my heart. Genuinely, like.
So you're not saying yes or no?
I'm not saying yes and I'm not saying no.
That's God's plan.
If it's meant to be, and that's with everything in my life. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. I ain't forced this relationship. I didn't force, like, you get what I'm saying? I don't force nothing in my life. I don't force nothing.
Yeah.
So if it happened, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like, it's meant to be. I fight for stuff, but I'm not forcing nothing. But yeah, I don't want to say no. I don't want to say it ain't gonna happen for me at all. I don't want to say, I don't want to run from it either, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to run from God, but definitely, like, because you got to think about it too. Like, everything you do is tied to something else. Everything, the way we even exist right now, something led to this, to that, to this, to that, to this. So it's like, I look at it like, man, I'm gonna be obedient because my obedience, other people are tied to. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my Lord, I thank you. Just going back to that. That's a simple example I could think of. That is literally 4 words. Lord, I thank you. And them 4 words could have been somebody's last straw to stay alive. or I should give God thanks, or let me run to my Bible out. Like you, being in a relationship, I'm in the house with you every day. You see me pray, you witness me worship, but just something simple as those 4 words, just saying it around the house, snap you into like, man, why am I tripping? Why is I'm thinking it's a bad day?
Or it's
Why?
like, dang, did I tell God
You
thank you
feel
today?
me? And what you are going through, either currently, in the past, or in the future, is a part of the story that you have to tell. It is your mission. You have to tell to be proof and evidence that you can do whatever it is and get through whatever it is that you've been through. It's for somebody else. Your life not even, my life is not my own.
No, literally.
I'm telling
Give
you,
yourself
man,
away.
give yourself away. It's not about you. It's literally not about you. Like, literally, everything you're going through, I hope this motivates somebody. Everything you're going through, I don't care. Deaths in the family, it don't matter what it is. Oh my, I don't have no family. I'm literally the last of my bloodline. Cool. You have to tell their story. They willing to listen, tell them their story. I guarantee you're gonna help somebody. And it only takes one. I didn't even mean that this podcast is definitely sponsored by OTO, but that was not intended whatsoever. But literally, it literally only takes one. Yeah. Like literally, it only takes one. And don't be passing God at your door. If you say hey to God.
Let him in.
Speak to my daddy. Shoot.
Open the door. Invite him in.
What? I think best way to tie it all together is it's God's plan, not mine.
Seek him.
Seek him.
Don't overcomplicate.
Don't overcomplicate things.
Much.
Especially with being in a relationship with him.
Be along for the ride. Because he ain't going to lead you astray for sure.
Not.
So it's just.
He not at all.
You know. And I ain't going to sit here and act like that's just the easiest thing. Like, it's a journey. It's hard. You have your times where guys tell you to do something, you really want to do something else. And like, but it's just, you got to remember to just seek him. He's not going to lead you astray. He's not going to put too much on you that he know you can't bear. And like, he not going to, have you doing something that he know wasn't meant for you.
Yeah. That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it. I ain't gonna lie. Well, we love y'all. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today. But we will definitely see y'all next week. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Episode 4. Throw the 4s up for episode 4. God's plan, not mine. Slick and Shug podcast. Love y'all.
See you next Wednesday.
Turn my headphones up.
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better.